This is one of the most drop-dead gorgeous motorcycles on the planet. I've never seen anything so beautiful in my entire life. It's an incredible Harley-Davidson. It's what everyone's been asking for. This is the Harley-Davidson that you wanted.
And I think this is the perfect time to talk about this because Harley-Davidson has got a new CEO, a new way of thinking about their bikes, and hopefully something like this is coming out soon.
Now, you may remember back a few videos ago, we had a black motorcycle from Sykes Harley-Davidson in England, which had this sort of style, this sort of seat. This is very much inspired by the 1950s and 1960s, that sort of era. Elvis Presley, James Dean, jukeboxes and all that kind of stuff. Absolutely incredible time in history, and these bikes hark back to that era, and the styling is off the scale. And judging by the comments that you made on that video, that black one, it's exactly what you want Harley-Davidson to make, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And this one has also been built by Sykes Harley-Davidson in England. It is for sale actually, so we'll leave a link in the description. But this is what people want Harley to build, including myself. I think this is absolutely drop-dead gorgeous. Look at it, it's stunning.
Yeah, and literally wherever you go, people stop and talk to you about it. I filled up with petrol the other day and this chap was just drawling over it and he was talking to me about it. I said, do you ride bikes? He said, no, I don't ride motorbikes. But he was just absolutely awestruck by it. And it is that sort of conversation piece. But not only that, it rides so beautifully. It's so full of character. You've got that feeling that you get on an old sort of true classic bike, haven't you?
Yeah.
And you ride along and you just think, oh, this is so gorgeous. You've got these wide handlebars, this throbbing engine, the exhaust note is incredible, the character is off the scale, that lovely tractor seat, and styling to win awards. If we took this to a custom show, it would win, wouldn't it? We're going to one tomorrow.
We're going to one tomorrow. We'll see if we can enter it.
Yeah, because we're going to the, which is it? What's the MC?
Outlaws.
The Outlaws are doing this this event which we're going to. There's stalls and music and rockabilly stuff and all that, and there's a custom show, so if we're in time at the right moment we could enter this, couldn't we?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if we're allowed, it's not our bike, but
no.
If we win we'll keep it quiet and take the money home.
Yeah, but what was lovely, I love these mudguards. You've got the deluxe mudguards, and that's a bike that they shouldn't have dropped. Hopefully they'll bring that back, won't they? Everyone loves the deluxe, who doesn't?
Yeah.
Perfect mudguards, nice and big, beautiful to look at, and very practical too, same at the rear. But this mudguard at the rear is a bit different, isn't it? Because they've got a hinge on there, which you undo the nuts there and hinge it up so you can change the back wheel without having to take the whole mudguard off. And that harks back to a bygone era. But you've got these Freedom Performance exhausts on the side here. They look beautiful, but they do sound lovely. I do like the sound of a shark fin exhaust, don't you? As we said, a lot of you have been saying this is the sort of bike you want Harley-Davidson to make. You might not like the colour, that's by the by, because you know they could make it in any colour, couldn't they? I personally love this sort of colour. The paintwork's so good. When you run your finger across the different colours, you don't feel any ridge whatsoever. This is so beautifully done.
Stunning.
Customised by the best in the business, Sykes Harley-Davidson. But this is the sort of bike you have been asking for, and I think that Harley-Davidson should deliver, because a lot of their design has gone a little bit more modern lately. There's a lot of bikes in the Softail lineup, isn't there?
But not so many these
like
days.
This, is they're not no. off the standard, apart from the Icons editions, which is kind of in the style, aren't they? Which I love.
They're lovely, but they're very expensive, and they're obviously limited edition. But the Harley Softail range has sort of got smaller and smaller. We've only really got the Breakout, the Fat Boy, which is, the Fat Boy is still classic looking. They've got rid of the Fat Bob, they've got rid of the Softail Slim, they've got rid of the Deluxe. So the bikes that had that lovely traditional classic Harley feel have sort of gone. The Breakout's a bit more of a modern custom cruiser style, which I do love, but I think, you know, you still want the classic looking bikes. They've just announced the Super Glide in America, which is limited edition, but I think they've been, it's a beautiful bike, don't get me wrong, but I think they've been slightly lazy with it because it is essentially a street bob with a bigger tank and a different paint job, but they should have done a whole new back end to make it look like the original Super Glide.
Yeah, I agree with you. As nice as it is, it would look better, wouldn't it, with that proper seat and that thing. Like, that's very iconic. Now, I think the core Harley-Davidson rider wants to have a very classic-looking Harley-Davidson, and I think the move towards the more modern, perhaps trying to capture a new audience or move on with the times, isn't actually what the core Harley-Davidson rider actually wants in a bike. You want something stylish and something old school, something very classic, like this motorcycle here. And I know that if Harley-Davidson made this, it would be an overnight success.
Absolutely.
One thing I was going to say, you know, when you mentioned the Breakout and the Fat Boy, in years gone by, the Fat Boy didn't have such a wide, fat rear tyre or front. And I think actually a Breakout and a Fat Boy with normal sized tyres would be better, like the sort of Heritage Classic sized tyres. I think that would transform the bike. I think that fatness is quite quirky, but at the same time, it kind of makes it a little bit of a wrestle to ride, although it's engaging, don't you think? I think it would be a better bike with just a normal sized tyre.
I think with the Fat Boy perhaps, but with the Breakout, I think that's part of why I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't dislike it, but certainly the Fat Boy, I think, with just sort of maybe narrower tyres, it would still be a good fat motorcycle. Here comes a quad bike. Totally illegal.
Yeah.
No helmet. Kid on the front.
Yeah.
There we are. It's not India.
No.
I say that in a compliment because India is wonderful to ride in.
Suddenly loads of
True
sheep.
free. There's a herd of sheep coming up the road now. We'll see them in a minute. So let's just run through this bike itself. You've got these lovely wide, I think they call them bikini handlebars, bikini bars, really wide. They look so good, they look so commanding when you're riding along the road. I mean, I looked in my rear view mirror and it looks so good.
It does.
You've got like the, it looks like the Fat Boy, or maybe from the Heritage Classic front end.
Well, it's deluxe, isn't it?
Deluxe, well, I suppose, yeah,
Same
deluxe,
front end,
same thing. Lovely mud guards, like I said. Proper spoke wheels, look beautiful, love them. And on the rear, they've got that lovely brake disc guard in chrome this time. The black one had a black one. That looks so lovely. And brake discs aren't the best looking thing, are they? So it's actually quite a good idea to cover them up and make them look nice. Because that's a part I don't particularly like.
No, I agree. A couple of people actually responded to you saying that and said, no one's ever said a disc brake is ugly. Some people can't see these things. I think, you know, we do have a very sharp eye for attention to detail, and obviously, in our opinion, and something I've pointed out recently was the plastic switchgear on the Indian Chief Vintage. Someone say, oh, I've never heard anyone complain about switchgear. But for me, that's something that you look at all the time, and that's something I want to feel premium. You're using it. It's the part of the bike that you touch the most. Yeah. And on this bike, you've got beautiful chrome switchgear. It's probably the most beautiful switchgear I've ever seen, alongside maybe the Royal Enfield Classic 650. It
is, yeah,
stunning.
really nice. This is the quality details that make the difference, and it all sort of harmonises with the rest of the bike. You don't get these different colours and different finishes on the bike. Now, it's a lovely thing about coming out somewhere like this. You've got the sheep running free. We're on a country estate. This is the estate, actually, that we started our Distinguished Gentleman's Ride on earlier on in the year. And look at the shirt, look at the back of my shirt. It says Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. Oh, that sheep tend to jump. Union one, isn't it?
Yeah.
The brand, they're really nice. So if you like the idea of this hat and this top, have a look at Union well. They're pretty nice, aren't they?
Yeah.
Now, I love this, the amount of chrome that they've got on here. This bike's called the Big D. We'll tell you why in a minute. But it's very classic, very nice, beautiful badge. A lovely centre analogue dial, which is what you want to see on a motorbike. The move to digital dials, we were saying it all the time, and we're going to keep banging on until manufacturers realise, and I know they're realising it now, but people want analogue dials, they don't want digital dials, and they want them to be in the centre, not offset. Some people have said they're offset because someone's going to put their phone on the other side, but you can still put your phone on the side of the handlebars if you've got a sat-nav on your phone, even with the centre one. There's no need for it, is there?
No, it does my head in. And again, someone on that reel, I talked about the digital dial on the Indian, I hate it, and someone saying that actually people were choosing the digital dial when they were buying one. I thought, really? Were they actually choosing the digital dial? And obviously the cheap vintage had only just come out. On a bike like this, tell us in the comments below, would you buy this bike with a digital display, a TFT screen, or would you like the beautiful analogue dial that it's got on the tank here, which is stunning?
Yeah, talking about the Indian vintage, this kind of reminds me of it in some ways, because the Indian Chief vintage has got that sort of seat, hasn't it?
Yeah.
You've got the fully covering mudguards. Do you know what? I actually prefer the look of these mudguards, the shape of these, to the Indian vintage ones. And you've also got the advantage that if you're cleaning the bike, you can reach the wheel. I noticed when I tried to clean the vintage, it's very difficult to get the wheel. You can only clean a little bit of it, and you have to keep rolling the bike around to actually clean it. So
I do love the way it looks.
That looks good.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Yeah, but in terms of quality and style, I mean, nothing comes close. You've got a little toolbox here. That's very handy. But you've got that sort of modern day practicality that you have with a Harley-Davidson, coupled with the look of the past, which is very stylish and is really what people are looking for today.
You know people are going to moan at you now for saying Harleys are practical.
Yeah, I know. People do want to hate on Harley videos. It's uncanny. We've said it before. We actually made a video about it, which will be coming out probably after this one, although we made it a few months ago.
Did we?
Yeah, still scheduled. We've got tons of video scheduled. We've got 3 months worth of video scheduled, you know. But people just want to hate on Harleys. They come into it and say how bad they are and they're this, they're that. But we very rarely, if ever, get it on other videos that we make about different brands of motorcycles. But there's something about Harleys that just brings people out of the woodwork to say how bad they are.
Yeah.
But when we talk about Harleys, we say they're fantastic quality because we have eyes and we're looking at it here right now. It's incredible quality. There's nothing like it. No brand comes close.
No, they really are top-notch quality. Every part is stunning. And I think on the terms of people also like to say, oh, they're not reliable, they're rubbish. They are reliable. We've owned 4 Harley-Davidsons, and we've ridden probably over 100 different Harleys. Never once had a problem, have we?
Never, no. No, they're very reliable and they're very but also you've got to understand what the bike is trying to be. People that say, oh, they can't corner properly, you're completely misunderstanding what the bike has been built to do. Harley-Davidsons, like cruisers and touring bikes, are built for stability. They're not built for cornering. They're built to be very stable on the motorways, the freeways. And that's what you want in this sort of motorcycle. You're not buying a bike like this to go carving up the twisties. It's not designed for that. No. And a bike that carves up the twisties isn't very stable. So these are on the other end of the spectrum, and we're doing a video about that as well.
Yes, coming soon, the idiot's guide to a Harley-Davidson.
Yeah. Darcy, what was this bike before it was customised?
It was a Softail Slim.
Okay.
2018 model.
That's a shame they dropped those, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a very nice
lovely
bikes.
model. Yeah.
But what have they done to this to make it so good? I mean, the quality is exemplary. I've never seen paint work like it. And the attention to detail everywhere you look, like these tiny little indicators, the Freedom Performance exhaust, the little toolbox, this seat, the tank, the paintwork, the badges, the handlebars, the switch gear, the front forks, everything on it is
stunning.
Just top notch, isn't it? It's so good.
And this has got the 107 cubic inch Milwaukee 8. I had the bike, I had a street bob, or a Softail Standard, the worst name ever, with the 107. It hasn't got as much grunt as the 114. It's got a lovely sound though, especially with this exhaust. It has got plenty of character. Some people criticise the Milwaukee 8 for not having enough character. Other people who ride sporty bikes criticise it for being too old-fashioned. So I suppose it's somewhere in between, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's not as characterful as a twin cam, for example. It's not got the, shaking the bike around, but it is kind of more practical in that sense, because on a long journey you don't feel the vibrations shaking your hands and giving you arthritis.
No, but I think that the character of this engine matches this bike. The way they've done it, it just feels right. Because if you had too much power, too much torque on this, I don't think it would be right. It's just, they've got it exactly right. Yeah. And it's called the Big D as a tribute to Big Dave, who was a friend of the owner of Sykes Harley-Davidson, who sadly died. And they built this bike as a tribute to him. And it was given to St Wilfrid's Hospice to auction off and raise money for the hospice, which is a tremendous thing to do, and Sykes do that on a regular basis. So well done to Sykes, hats off to them for doing that. But the chap who won this in the raffle doesn't actually ride, so he's asked Sykes to sell it on his behalf, and here we have it now telling you about it. So the opportunity to buy a bike like this doesn't come up very often.
No, it doesn't, really doesn't. What a unique and magnificent beast.
This bike you can buy, as we've said, or if you don't want this particular bike, you could get Sykes to customise one for you, because they are the absolute best at doing that. So make sure you check out their website. We'll leave the link in the description. And I suppose people should subscribe, shouldn't they? What do you think,
yeah,
Sheep?
Sorry, I can't stop laughing at that sheep. It's got the weirdest voice ever. I think what it's trying to say is, please make sure you subscribe. So listen to the sheep.
Yeah. See you in the next one.